Hi, this is James Davey from Genric Technology. Hi, thanks for joining us today, James.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So just got a couple of questions to ask you. Thanks for agreeing to talk about your experience at Kikioo. Looking forward to hearing it. Question one, what were you doing before you joined Kikioo and what were you struggling with?
I was doing all the same things, but just much slower. And I think that I was probably missing out on opportunities by probably lack of following up. I think through knowledge and Kikioo, we've come to realise that it's not often the first hit, but the second, third, or even fourth hit where we actually get a result. So it hasn't changed my world. I mean, it's changed my world in efficiency and speed, but I'm still doing the same things, just more of them and more efficiently.
Yeah, it's amazing how much more your response rate can bump up after the second and third and fourth and fifth and however many messages you do, every single one, it's like people respond to persistence, I think.
Yeah, and on top of that, truthfully, it's given me because I run the projects over the weekend as well. I get extra time as well. So, I mean, for example, this morning I've been stuck in meetings back to back. I've got over 60 responses from Kikioo over the weekend that I haven't even had a chance to sort of come back to.
60.
660, yes.
Wow. Well done. Well done. What were some of the things you implemented early on after you joined Kikioo?
Sorry, in what sense? Sorry.
So after you first joined us, what were some of the things you saw traction with when you first kind of started going?
I think I think when I first engaged with you, it was quite heavily COVID central. So I wasn't expecting kind of initial results, but what it has done is it's helped me get to a position where now we're coming out the backside of it, for lack of a better word. I've got a lot more callbacks. I've got a lot of warmer calls. I've got people that have respected the contact during the bad times. So it's made my life a little bit easier as things get easier. And funnily enough, that our existing clients have started to come back online now. And we've got a pipeline of sort of newer businesses. And without sounding cheesy, it's made me far more efficient. I'm probably doing the jobs of about 2 or 3 recruiters at the moment, whether that's from a business development perspective or from a delivery perspective. I'm getting far more out of it.
Right. So just continuing in that vein, what were some of the best results that you've seen with Kikioo so far?
From a business development perspective, we have had a couple of client wins from it. I have to say that it was Kikioo that was responsible. Not to say that I wouldn't have identified and approached the businesses that I did, but they were from second or third message follow-ups, which I might not have done in such a good time frame, or they may have even been forgotten, being truthful. From a delivery perspective, I have lost 2 delivery people over the sort of lockdown time. I haven't experienced as much of a loss because I can run sort of sourcing programs, which I don't want to say it completely covers from the loss of those individuals, but it certainly made me feel much less pain from that. Mm-hmm. So it is probably twofold, both new business and on a delivery. We've been able to sort of keep going at better efficiency.
Great. So you're seeing good results with the sourcing side of things as well, using Kikioo?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, the sourcing side, I think from our initial conversation, the sourcing side has already proven a higher percentage on response rates than the business development, as you'd expect. So from a sourcing perspective, the response has been even better. Yes.
Great. And getting good candidates, good quality, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I think to be honest, the one thing that you probably could do with Kikioo, which was maybe an initial mistake of mine, was being lazy with your searches, your initial searches. I think you need to ensure that you put sufficient time into that initial search to get a good tight search, and then all the responses that you get are positive. Initially, I might have done a slightly broader search,
Hmm.
And then typically the responses that you get when you delve further into that search, you actually go, maybe they weren't the best person for the role.
Yeah.
So as long as you spend a bit of time making sure that the initial search is tight, any response is a positive one.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. What would you say to anyone who's kind of sitting on the fence, wondering whether this was a good move or not for
give it a go. You don't tie us into a contract. It's a monthly subscription. Personally, I'd give it a 3-month window, because I think with any form, particularly on the sales side, but different on the delivery side as well, it takes a few weeks to get your results up. And firstly, for you to learn the product and how to do a good tight search, but secondly, to see results. You know, the sales results that I've experienced were from initial approaches 6 weeks ago that requested callbacks. So anyone that's sitting on the fence, I would firstly question. I don't think the subscription rate is particularly high. I think job boards and things like that are a far greater expense with far less return. So I'd recommend anyone on the fence, give it a shot for 2 or 3 months. And if you don't like it, like you said, you're not tied into a long-term contract.
But just to clarify, you've been with us for 3 months and you're still going strong, correct?
Yes, just to, to clarify. Yeah, no, and absolutely. I like I said before, I've lost 2 delivery people. I'm not looking at replacing them as of yet, because I can have these programs, these searches running in the background whilst I'm doing other things.
Right. So essentially what you're saying is that our system is pretty much doing the sourcing of 2 or 3 of your team members.
Honestly, yes. I think particularly in the niche markets that we work in, some heavily technical roles. Yes, maybe I can't comment for other industries. Maybe other industries where it's more about trying to find the needle in the haystack. Maybe it wouldn't be as good. Maybe it would. I can't comment. But for the niche roles that we work on, absolutely, it's certainly. I'm not missing the 2 resources yet.
Okay, good to hear. Good to hear. Well, James, thank you again. Really appreciate your time.